This past Saturday, there was an article in the Reading Eagle that covered our current status of contract negotiations. It indicated in there that the union had rejected the board's best and final offer, but what the article failed to mention were the details upon which the board had offered our best and final offer, and specifically the financials of that. The 2-year contract offer was for a 3.5% raise in the first year of the contract, 3.4% raise in the second year of the contract. That amounts to $970,000 new dollars for each of the 2 years of the contract. But that only tells part of the story as far as the board's best and final offer. Teachers are compensated based upon a salary schedule, and that is an item that was created by a teachers union that pays out based upon where an individual teacher falls in terms of years of service and based upon their credits on a degree of a bachelor's or master's degree. What we had come up with and presented to the union was money to be spread amongst that salary schedule to address some of the concerns that the negotiation team from the WEA had regarding certain pockets of the union. And when you look at our best and final offer and the proposed salary schedule that we had come up with, there are actually raises of 4.5% to 5% for a fair amount of teachers within the union to address those particular needs. Again, this is a schedule for the first time that the board has decided to come up with ways of spreading the money. Years pass, contracts passed, that has always been something that the union has decided on how that money is spread, and the board finalizes and gives authorization to that. So we have gotten to a point in terms of dealing with some inequities within the salary schedule, and the board has made efforts with our last offer to address some of those issues, including as was referenced in an article previously, those on steps 2 through 7, as was indicated in that proposed salary schedule that went out with our best and final offer. The board recognizes that there have been some deficiencies in specific areas in terms of compensation for the teachers, and we have made tremendous efforts to try to address those. But we also have to recognize that sometimes all of those issues cannot be rectified in one single year, and that we are working towards, in this 2-year offer, working towards rectifying some of those issues that have occurred in past contracts that both sides have agreed to, that both sides have put their signatures on that contract. We ask that you look at that from the perspective of what is fair relative to what is happening throughout the rest of the county. The county average right now for negotiations and raises moving forward is 2.6%. And what the board has offered is 3.5 and 3.4. And I believe that is fair in terms of accurately portraying what was rejected by the board that needs to be covered and put out there for public consumption for the taxpayers and our community. We will continue to make efforts to address the needs and concerns of the union. We value what you do on a daily basis, and oftentimes it comes down to, what is fair, and two sides may view that differently. But efforts have been made. This was a negotiation process entered into in good faith by both sides, and once again, we hope to put this situation to closure sooner than later. That being said, is there any other business from the board this evening? Dr. Chmielewski.
Budget, we had basically worked on a 3% annualized increase. Obviously, that would change. What would the impact be to our taxpayers in terms of the millage at the current offer? Do we know that? I think it's very relevant.
Well, moving forward, we had projected out a 0.35 over the next 2 years, and that certainly would change things. Any other comments from the board this evening? Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting? Mrs. Mack, is there a second to that? Mr. Hopp, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you.